so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so let's make some for our dark evangelism, for our shadow orb, and also to make sure that we get our empowered shadow buff as well. So here we go with this. So activation, these are buffs, so I'll put these on the right hand side. So if I test all of these, I like things being neat. So 40%, move over to the right, use zone texture, move it up a bit, move it a little bit wider so that I can see my character. And then we will use shadow orbs first, I think. So there we go. Stacks more than 0. Yes, we want that. Can we think of anything else? We want it on me, so that's all fine. Stacks. Now this is something that I think I have shown you with a previous video, but essentially we want to show this, so that will put up this timer here, and we will move this. Don't worry about the number being too large and being wider, because it will only stack up to 3, so it will stay in single figures. We'll move this to the bottom of the texture, as we always do, and we'll move it up a little as well. Okay, and that should be everything for it. I've not tried this one before, I've not done it before, and I've not done one of this type before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm learning as well as you. So close here, open this, and just put some stacks on here, and wait, there we go. Okay, so we've got 1 stack, 2 stacks, and where's our third one? 3. There we go. So we've got 3 there, and that would let us know, okay, hit Mind Blast, and we'll do a big bit of damage. Cool, so that works. Now we've got this buff empowered shadow on, so we'll need to make sure that we put that in. So back to power auras. So back to activation, use own texture. Down to 40%. Bring up our other auras so we know where to put it. Move it over to the right a little. Move it up. There we go. And all of these I'm happy with. This isn't one that we use stacks on, this is a timer one, so put the timer on, hide the hundreds, hide the zeros, move it to the bottom, move it up, and what else do we want to do? I think that's it, isn't it? Okay, so that's that one done. Let's do Dark Evangelism. Now make sure that you put Dark Evangelism for this, so that you're, because otherwise if you put Archangel, Evangelism, then you'll not get everything that you want from it, from the buff. and we want stacks to show for this one. Timer's not too important because it wears out quickly, but it will only be on during a fight, and the stacks build up pretty quickly. So this is another way of moving it, is if you notice the slider will reset itself to the middle every time you move one way or the other. So if you can't get the hang of moving it relative to main aura, you can slide it about that way. So we want to show stacks. Yes, I think that's it. Okay, so we'll close this down, close this down. Let's see how this works. So evangelism was showing, dark evangelism, and then our shadow orb, and then we'll cast Mind Blast, and that should be replaced by the empowered shadow. So that all works. Brilliant. Okay, final thing to do is we'll make a couple of power auras to show you when Archangel's available and Shadow Fiend. So we'll bring these up. So if you remember from a previous one, this is an action usable. Bring up all of our UI again, and we'll move this. Now my caster bar's somewhere in the middle here, I don't know what that is, I'll move that down to the side. So I tend to keep these a little bit bigger, so not 75% because that's just huge. We'll put it down to 60, and I will move this down here towards the bottom. I tend to trigger these more off sound than off sight, so the visual isn't too important, and it's action usable, and we want Shadow Fiend. If we think about this sort of ability and when we'd use it, we tend to only use it when we're in a group. So we'd either want it when we're in a party or a raid and we're in combat. You don't want this popping up when you're soloing because you barely ever use Shadow Fiend when you're soloing. As far as sound, it's probably worth having something to play. So what can we have? I tend to use this when I'm making most of my power, so a shot, that will do. That should be fine. So we'll make another one now then for Archangel, down 60%. Use own texture. And we'll make this one Archangel. So, action usable. So what I've done is I've made it Archangel, in combat, in party, in raid. Now what I'll do is I'll just take these party and raid bits off, so you can see what these appear like normally, but I'll put them back on at the end. So there's Shadow Fiend. Okay, so if I start this off, and then build up some stacks of this, Archangel's available. And that is how you do a Shadowpriest UI with power auras. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Nibble. Subscribe to my channel if you want more videos, if you want to see any other classes checked out. As I say, I've got everything except a hunter and a druid at max level. But yeah, hopefully this will give you enough basics to be able to build your own power aura sets and teach your friends. Bye bye.